Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an AMX 1357 GF. It's the Tier 7 premium French light tank located on the north spawn of Serene Coast under the command of Mr. Land. Well, it's a 57mm gun, a 8-shot autoloader, capable of doing 90 output with each shot, and with the standard rounds, it'll penetrate, I think it's 148mm of armor. Yes, it is. Oh, 143. And with premium rounds, it will go through, well, it's slightly more. It's 195mm. Okay, first victim. 1 second between each shot. Well, he had quite a few pens there, but he wasn't able to get his entire clip of 8 shells out, and he missed a couple of shots as well. Now, this tank is one that was designed during the 1950s, but they never were able to put it into production, and in the end, AMX decided to go with the 75mm gun instead, and that's a Tier 7 Tech Tree tank. The 57mm was actually a discontinued line, but the 6-pounder guns that are actually, or 6-pounder shells I should say, that go into the 57mm are actually much lighter, so you can carry more of them in the magazine. In the 1375 you've only got a 4-shot autoloader, this thing's got 8 shots, so it's much more effective. The only trouble is that shells have a tendency to bounce, and so yes, you don't get many shells to play with. Only 56 shells in total, which means you've got 7 full reloads. After that, you're on your own without anything. So you have to make good use of the shells. Well, his first shot there misses. In the one on that Progetto. Can't see the Skoda. Only see the top of the Progetto there. That's why he didn't fire any more. Now, it's quite a fast tank. It's 61 kilometers an hour maximum speed, and that means you can actually really zoom up to an enemy tank and start blasting them rounds. Yeah, none of those shells are going through. Now he finally gets one in. Goes for the side, gets him. Now he's popped the reload. He's down to 45 shells already. So he's used 11 shells up. No, couldn't get the T69. So 2 shells out of this clip has already been spent. It was worth trying it though, on the off chance you might get them in. I mean, other than the very fast firing gun, it doesn't have much armor, this tank. It's very weak on armor. 50mm at the front of the hull, 40mm at the front of the turret, and the rest is either 20mm or 15. So everywhere on this vehicle is vulnerable to any enemy shells. It's basically a light tank designed to move incredibly quickly, but it's also very vulnerable. There's the Skoda. Gets that one in. 2 in. Miss one. Miss one. So he's now blown another mag, and unfortunately didn't get much in the way of damage from that one. So 38 shells left now. Well, the Skoda's gone down, so that's one good thing. Mr. Land doesn't send us replays all that often, but when he does send them, they're usually very, very interesting. And he's throwing around this AMX 1357 like, well, with due care and abandon. I think he's just playing around. Okay, let's see what he can get from here. Oh, Super Hellcat. Just the other side of the railway line. Now he's actually kind of exposing himself at the moment because he's moving out, trying to get shots on that Progetto. He's blown another 2 shells. Does get that one. Oh, he's got his kill. That's his first kill. Now he's got the Super Hellcat. Unfortunately, he's only had 2 shells available to put those in. Okay, I think he's I think he's decided to stay around just in case Super Hellcat stays, but the Super Hellcat doesn't. He ducks down behind the railway line, and now Mr. Land's decided to pick another spot to fire from. There's the Super Hellcat. There's the AMX 1357. Gets one in. Two. Go for the kill shot. Misses. Oh, and the kill shot goes to the Jackson. Well, he hit the Super Hellcat there, but he's blown another mag, and now he's down to 22 rounds. It's so easy to run out of ammo in this tank, especially if you use standard ammo. It's also very expensive to use the premium ammo, which is why a lot of players tend not to load the premium, but try and put a bit of a mix of each type. Okay, well, it looks like the enemy's going to try and cap. Yep, they are capping. Trying to get close. There's a Basotto in the cap, as far as we can tell. He's turned himself around to make a quick getaway if he needs to. There's the Super Hellcat. Get a shot on this guy. He stopped. Yes! And he gets the kill. But they've started capping again. He's in reload. 20 rounds left. That's two and a half magazines worth. And they've got two in the cap now. And I don't think he can get penetrations from this distance. He's going to have to go in. He can't stay out like this. He needs to get in there and get in there quick, or they're going to cap out. He's the only one left on his team facing 5 opponents. So he absolutely must get in there in the next 5 seconds or he's going to lose this one. There's the Basotto. Puts 1 in, 2 in, 3, 4, 5, 6. He got 7, I think, there. He got 1 reset on the other Basotto, but he took her around from the SMVCC. He's now in reload, and he's only got 12 rounds left, which, as I said, is 1.5 reloads. First one goes in. Second kills the SMV. The enemy's still capping. He's got 6 rounds left out of this mag. There's 1, 2, kills the Basotto. And what about the other one? There's 1. Can do it. 2. And he kills the Basotto. Oh! Ouch! That round hit the gun on his right next to the mantlet. Oh dear, it hit the gun barrel. His crew is still stunned, but what's worse is now he only has 5 rounds left to kill 2 enemy vehicles. One of them's a Hellcat, the other one's the AMX 1357. I don't think that's enough. I really don't think that's enough. As I said, each shell 90 alpha, and you can see some of the rolls that he had on the Basottos, well below 90. He's got to kill enemy tanks carrying 910 hit points with just 5 shots. I don't think he can do that. He got 290 hit points, so he could ram one of them. But I'm sure he's going to have trouble if he tries to take out the other one. I guess at the moment he's trying to work out how he's going to do this. I suspect he's got a defender medal as it stands at the moment anyway, because he reset the cap enough. Oh, there's the Hellcat. First shot in. Second, third, fourth. Took her around from the Hellcat. That's it. That's all his ammo gone. And he hasn't killed the Hellcat. Only 2 of those shots, no, 3 of those shots were over 90 alpha. The others are all under. So now he's being chased by a Hellcat and he's got no ammo left. Now the Hellcat doesn't know that. As far as the Hellcat's concerned, he's probably reloading. That's the problem of having this little tank. It's so low on ammo, you can easily run out. And once you've run out, what do you do next? If you're in a battle and there's another tank, maybe you can spot for them. But in this battle, where he's all alone, and was all alone against 5 enemy vehicles, he's got to try and ram kill the Hellcats and the AMX 1350, F13 F3, AMX 13 F3 AM. I guess at the moment he's trying to work out what he's going to do next. I mean, he could try a ram. He could try acrobatics as well. He could try a ram, but the trouble is that if he does ram and he rams too hard, he could wipe himself out. He's only a light tank. And AMX 1357s are not that heavy. They're only about 16 tons. I know they're supposed to be 13 tons, because that's where the 13 in the title comes from. But he really doesn't have that much in the way of hit points. And he's driving a little carelessly at the moment. Thank goodness Wargaming actually stopped the ability to do damage to your own vehicle by the way you drive. Because if he'd driven into that Hellcat too hard, that would have been the end of him. I guess at the moment he's trying to work out where the AMX 1357's gone. Well, nobody around there. I wonder if the Hellcat's making his way around the map, chasing him. Nope. I almost suspect that he might be actually legitimately trying to find a place to hide where the other two can't find him. Oh, there's the Hellcat. Well, it looks like he's going to try a ram. And it almost worked. He only lost 119. He doesn't want that Hellcat to get a shot in. That's the 2-minute warning. And the enemy Arty misses him, but he did get stunned. Oh, he's going to try it. Oh, he sideswiped him. The Hellcat hit the gun. And he sideswiped him. And he's still got 64 hit points. And he's got one more kill. And that's the Top Gun. And he's double bluffed the AMX 13 F3 AM. Made him think that he was headed back to the cap area. Oh, this is fascinating. Well, that's the 1-minute warning. I guess the AMX must be around here somewhere. The question is, where is he? He hasn't really got enough hit points for a ram. If he does, he might die. And there's the AMX 13. He's found him. Is he going to go ram? Oh, that was so close. Well, he does go for the ram, but he's only got 21 hit points left, and he can't afford to lose those. So I guess from now on, he's going to get the Arty to chase him, and that will be the end of the game. The AMX is in long reload, so it's going to take him a while before he'll be ready. But I guess he'll never get the chance now because the clock's about to run out. So that is game over. Well, that was certainly a very interesting end to the game, and it was a funny situation. He says here 1 versus 6, no ammo to kill the last Arty, so it had to be a draw. And of course, he missed out on getting a Kolobanov medal out of that game. He would have got a Kolobanov if he'd been able to kill that AMX 13 F3 AM, but he couldn't because he just had no ammo, no hit points left to trade, and so it ended up being a draw. He managed to get a first-class tanker, Mr. Lan, in the AMX 1357GF. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. He also got an All-X medal for taking down 2 or more enemy tanks or tank destroyers in a light tank in a battle, at least 1 tier higher than him. And in fact, in this game, it was the SMV-CC67 and, of course, the Progetto he took down. Both of those were tier 8, and he was only tier 7. And he also got a defender for resetting the cap and getting at least 70 defense points in the process, a high caliber for getting the highest damage in the game, and a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage was 3,443 hit points. Second highest damage in that game turned out to be the this one here, which is the Shrek, who managed to get 2,331 hit points. And third highest damage was the Progetto on the enemy team with 2,037. When it came to kills, again, he had the highest number with 6. 3 kills went to the Shrek, and also to the Progetto and the SMV-CC67 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, yep, he got that one too, 1,018, the only player to get over 1,000 base in the game, with the next highest being the CC67 with 641, and the enemy AMX 1357 who got 611, just pipping their Progetto by 1 experience point in that game. He fired all of his ammo, 56 rounds, got 44 direct hits on the enemy, but only 37 penetrations. Remember, he used premium ammo in that game, so even the premium rounds will bounce on occasions. 3,443 hit points of damage, of which 1,313 were done at more than 300 meters. This tank is much better off when it's firing at very close range. At long range, you tend to get more of those bounces. 4 hits received from the enemy, 2 penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and also 3 hits by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty. He did get 1 non-penetration, which was a lucky shot, actually, in many ways. That was the one that, from the Hellcat, hit his back gun barrel. If it hit the tank, he would have been out the game just like that, because that tank did have a 240 Alpha, and of course, he had virtually no hit points left at the end. And one of those splashes was a very close shot. In fact, actually, he hit the barrel when he was trying to reset the cap. And yes, he was very lucky, but that wasn't much worse. He spotted 3 enemy vehicles, damaged 12 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and did 315 hit points of damage assistance. He also got 100 reset points on the cap. Now, when it came to credits, he actually made a big loss on this game, 86,383 credits. I did say these premium rounds are quite expensive, and that cost him 156,800 credits in total. He also did make some XP though, 2,879 out of this one, but it went down to the wire, as you saw. Full 15 minutes of battle, they couldn't kill each other, there was nothing left they could do, so that was the end of the game. But yeah, he did as much as he could. I mean, what can you do when you've got no hit points left, no ammunition, and you're staring the enemy in the face? All you can do is try and stare back at him and hope he's not going to blast you with a howitzer. That could have happened if he'd let that guy reload and fire one into him. So, bad luck, Mr. Lan. Good game, though. Well worth watching. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.